Hi. Um, Not feeling great. I got really bad headache and just feel, I don't know if it's like kind of a migraine or if I'm going to get a migraine, but not feeling good. Um, and I got super hot, so I'm down to just my tank top. And that happens with migraines. My temperature will really fluctuate. Sometimes I'm freezing. Sometimes it's like hot flashes. So my head hurts. Yeah, just feel gross in general. You're gonna hear the dishwasher. Lucy's down here licking her mouth. Um, so today, oh boy. So yesterday, I emailed him and I said, here's the times you can come this weekend to pick up the rest of your stuff. And of course, he emails me this morning. I can't come this weekend. The only time I can come is this morning. So at first, I was like, that's too bad for you. But then I'm like, no, I don't want to deal with his stuff. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Lucy? Oh, you got leaves on you. Okay. So I messaged my sister-in-law because I'm like, I'm not doing this alone with him. So I messaged my sister-in-law and asked her if she was busy and she was free. So we picked 9 a.m. and I told him that. He's like, I have to do a job first. It'll be closer to 10. Whatever, fine. And so then I let my boss know, like, I'm going to have to clock out for a little bit. And then my sister-in-law showed up just before 10. Then I didn't hear from him till after 10 because I said, text me when you're on the way. And I told her I'd text her when he was on the way, but she just came over. So we had a really nice chat for a bit. She has some life stressors too, so we just chatted. It was really nice. We don't spend that much time together actually, especially just us. So, and then he finally messaged me that he was on his way. So he didn't show up till like 10:40, 10:45. It's all just a little power play for him. So anyways, he gets here. I have to pull my car out of the garage, so she has to move her car. And he starts loading up. And as soon as she came outside, his demeanor changed and he was a lot nicer. And he asked her for help in loading some of the stuff up. And then he's like, well, do you have like my muscle relaxers? I'm like, oh yeah. I had to hide them away because he was taking just way too many of these like intense painkillers and stuff, and I was really worried about it. So I did, and that probably sounds bad for me, but he has like liver issues. I mean, he has some serious health things. And with the whole like, drug crisis and stuff, like it really freaked me out. So I put all of our really strong, because I have some too, and I put them all together and I kind of tucked them away. And so I got those out for him, and then he's like, what about the printer paper? And I just laughed, and I'm like, you can go buy your own printer paper. He's like, well, the business paid for that. So I'm like, you want a quarter of a ream of paper? I'm like, no, go buy it yourself. I'm like, and that is the first thing in this entire ordeal that I have specifically said no. Because I'm like, this is just ridiculous at this point. So no. So when I came in the house to get him his pills, and he was left out there with my sister-in-law, and he started complaining about things, about me being angry at him, and that's just what I do, and all this stuff. And I don't know what all he said. And she knows, like, everything that's happened. She knows what he said to me the other day when he was mad about the Costco membership. She's seen the emails. Like, she knows everything. And she said something, and I came out, and she was saying, you both get angry. And he was trying to say, no, she gets angry. And she said, you both get angry. And then, so I gave him his meds. She's like, is this all? I'm like, I think that's all. I'm like, I don't know. Keep better tabs on your own medication. So then he was going through his stuff, and he had given me a book last Christmas. And I have been setting it with his stuff repeatedly this whole time, because I'm like, I don't want anything that he's given me. And so he grabbed the book, and he's like, this was a gift. I'm like, yeah, and I don't want it. He's like, then it's trash. And he just tossed it on the ground. And like, that's the point that my sister-in-law was like, nope. And like, she had all the plans of just like sitting there and staying quiet. But she even said, if he says something, she's like, I'm not going to hold back. Okay. And I was madder than I expected myself to be. And it's the most we've actually talked to each other in over a month. And so we checked it on the ground and she goes, no, that is disrespectful. You can pick it up. Like, you know that. And she just kind of started tearing it on. So I went over and I picked it up and started making a pile. And it just, I can't remember everything that was said. And he loads up more. And he's like, okay, well, that's all I can take today. So I'll be back, but not next week because I'm not going to be in town. And my sister-in-law goes, no, you can go empty this and then come back to get the rest. You are not coming back a different day. And she's like, you have had how many times to come over and get your stuff? We're not playing this game anymore. And then he said, well, then she's like, you either come and get it or we put it out. And he's like, then put it out. I'm like, what does that mean? Like to the dump? And she just piped up and she's like, do you want it? Can we take it? Can we get rid of it? What? I want it on camera on what it is that you want. And I went back and did clip the footage from my cameras of him saying, yep, you can do what you will. I won't come back and all this stuff. But because I thank God she was there, because if it was me, he would not have been receptive. It would have turned into a yelling match. He wouldn't have listened to a thing I had to say. He wouldn't, because that's how it is. He would never actually listen to me. So that she was there, and he tried to keep his composure and like be nice. And even as he was leaving, he's like, I still love all you guys. And you know, they'll be my nieces and forever and just all. And she's like, okay. Like, and then after he left and after she left, he started messaging her. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Just don't respond to it. Then hopefully he'll just leave you alone. She's like, oh, I'm not responding to it. And if he keeps doing it, then your brother's going to get involved. Like, okay. You know, he's the one that I was saying you don't want to involve him. He can have a temper. So, yeah. So since he said we could get rid of the rest of the stuff, we loaded up the rest of the stuff in her truck. And now I don't have any of his stuff. And I have my garage back. And I don't have to worry about talking to him or seeing him. So that's nice. But then it was after all of this that my headache started. So I'm like, but my niece also has a headache today. So I'm like, is it the weather? Is it the situation? Is it a combination? I don't know. But yeah, I feel bad. But yeah, I was so happy she was here. And yeah, I'm like, oh, I wish her daughter, my niece, I'm like, I wish she was here too, because I would have loved to see both of you just tear into him. Because, I mean, it means nothing coming from me. And I did bite my tongue a lot. I did speak up more. And there are some of the things that he said that I just stood out there and I just started to laugh. Like, this is ridiculous. Because he said something about, well, she took my dogs from me. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Like, oh, jeez. And then he said stuff to her in the text. I'm like, wow, well, those numbers greatly changed from when he told me a week or two ago. Like, I mean, everything's a lie. Everything's just fiction. And I'm like, he's only messaging you to try and maintain his image. He wants to be seen as the good guy. And he's not. And he hates that my family doesn't like him. And we were talking about it. I'm like, he thinks that, you know, he hasn't done anything to any of you guys. So you have no reason to not like him. And I'm like, he doesn't understand that he hurt me. And then that is the catalyst for why you don't like him. You know? And I could see something kind of click in her head. And she's like, yeah, that's right. And it was, yeah. But we had a really nice chat. And she got to vent some of her stuff to me. So I was so happy she was here. And what I thought would be like half an hour max turned into like an hour and a half. So now I was going to work late. And I'm like, I feel too bad. And even now I'm just like, oh, I just feel so gross. But yeah, so all of his stuff is gone. I was telling my coworker, like, I have the Christmas stuff, and I had told him I'll go through it and box them up. But she's like, no, don't do that. You've been way too accommodating for him. He is done. He got his stuff. He said he wasn't going to come back for anything else. Like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I do want to stick to the things that we talked about and we agreed to. And that was one of the things. And like all the other stuff that he says I have changed, like I'm sticking to what we agreed to. Like I like to stick to my word. So I do think I'll still like separate some of the Christmas stuff out. And then if he asks, like, I'll be like, okay, this is stuff that you can take. But yeah, and I just feel like I'm just too, like, I like to stick to my word. I feel like I'm an honest person and like why would I not do that? I don't know how else to like say it. And I feel like it makes me sound conceited if I do, but like I don't know. I said this is how things were going to happen and that's what I want to stick to. You know, like I said it, so that's what's, yeah. I had this conversation even before all this happened with my nieces too, about like I don't like lying. I don't like telling a lie. Like I like have a hard time lying. Yeah. My sister-in-law today did say, she's like, I guess I only really ever saw him for holidays. And I never picked up that, like, these were issues with you guys. I'm like, yeah, because he wanted to have the image of this great, fun, nice guy. She's like, yeah, that's how I see that he always, like, projected himself. And, yeah, I hit a lot, and I defended him a lot. And I never realized, like, how much I did. So that's today. I can't wait to actually like go into the garage and I like clean and organize it and make it how I want it to be. Well, the dogs are gonna get started. They hear dogs outside. We've been so locked in with fog today. It's lifting a little bit, but it's been so foggy. Okay, I'm gonna have to wrap this up because they're starting up. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully I feel better. Thank you for being here. Love you. Bye.